So Steam Next Fest is kinda like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's and your birthday all rolled into one. Except in place of presents, family and food, there's just video games. Lots and lots of video games. Like a silly amount, because this February there are approximately 4,000 titles offering up demos for players to try in the Steam Next Fest.
And so, Jules and I, hi, I'm Nathan by the way, decided to set ourselves a challenge. Play every single Steam Next Fest demo in just 5 days. How did we get on? Well, I am delighted to say we failed miserably with a measly 156 demos played. But we did play some absolute bangers, which we've compiled into a handy top 10 list.
Hold on, I want to grab this L first.
You grab that L.
So load up Steam, get ready to wishlist, and let's add even more outstanding games to your library. As I'm Jules, he's Nathan, and these are the top 10 Steam Next Fest games.
Number 10, Cicadamata. Right, own up. Who wasn't paying attention to the PlayStation 1 demo discs and let them mate with Neon White and Doom? Because whoever it was, we are crowning you CEO of games because it was the best decision anyone has ever made. This is Cicadamata, a slice of pure techno perfection. From developer Flower Garden, Cicadamata blends fast-paced first-person combat with fluid, twitchy traversal. You'll be dashing around and also, get this, triple jumping. Ho ho! This ain't your granddaddy's double jump. We do 3 consecutive jumps in this household. Paired with the dreamlike environments and Y2K soundtrack, Cicadamata feels like a unique, eye-watering bit of arcade-infused madness. If you're a fan of a boomer shooter, first-person platforming, or even just a killer vibe, then keep an eye out for Cicadamata when it launches sometime this year on Steam. No word on a console release, but I'll be honest, I don't think the console normies could handle just how rad this game is. You know, it's for the best, it's for their own good, I think.
Number 9, Everything is Crab, the Animal Evolution roguelike. Now, what does a vegan finding out their favourite mushroom isn't on the menu and myself circa 2008 have in common? They were both let down by Spore. And I say that because the life-building simulator developed by Maxis was a set of great ideas, but unfortunately it was bogged down by such limp gameplay. Thankfully, Everything is Crab, the Animal Evolution roguelike, is here to satiate my desire for a game that allows me to evolve my custom little freak of a creature into the ultimate apex predator. And you know what? It looks bloody cute as hell doing it. The gameplay loop is so charmingly simple that anyone can get to grips with it in moments, but the sheer depth of evolution options, from tails, the ability to spit and just make yourself fat enough to ignore damage, is what makes this game special. You'll be donning thick fur to survive harsh winters or become cold-blooded to make better use of the scorching sun, and you'll have to put your own survival skills to the test against boss battles that take the form of other evolutionary oddities. It's a fun, silly title with tons of charm on the surface, but is also a deeply rewarding roguelike for those looking to get stuck into the mechanics. Definitely one for fans of The Binding of Isaac. Everything is Crab, the Animal Evolution roguelike, is set to drop for PC on the 8th of May.
Oh yeah!
Legs!
Legs!
Legs! But wait, wings?
Number 8, Subliminal. I love me some spoop. Yeah, some spoopy little games, and there's nothing better than a spooky demo. A short, sharp experience that leaves you with wet trousers, especially when you're streaming and all the world gets to see it. And after playing this demo, I couldn't stop thinking about Subliminal. It was like a kind of horror-tinged Stanley Parable. Subliminal guides you through locations that feel familiar but just somehow wrong. A narrator talks you through these scenarios, and puzzles force you to get up close and personal with everything in your environment. And look, yes, okay, we're all a bit bored of the backrooms, but when something like this comes along and does it so well, you realise just how much terror is still left in those cheap ceiling tiles. And what really shines here though is the pure beauty of it all. The lighting and visual fidelity makes certain moments feel almost photorealistic. And those transitions between locations had everyone on stream at FGS going, "Whoa! Is this real life?" Episode 1 of Subliminal is set to launch sometime this month for PC, but with console and VR support planned sometime for the future. Playing this in VR? I'm sorry, we'd need an underwear sponsor first. Number 7, Croak. There's two things I love in life. Number one, when a game gives you a grapple hook, and number two, my tongue. So when a game like Croak comes along and combines your two lifelong loves in a way you never thought possible, you just think, video games are amazing. Croak is a fast-paced 2D platformer with bouncy gameplay and cheeky tongue mechanics that let you grapple, dash, and pinball yourself through bite-sized levels. While blasting through this demo, I was reminded of Celeste, of Mario Wonder, maybe even a sprinkle of Rayman 2 for good measure. But what immediately strikes you when you boot up Croak is just how beautiful it looks. It's a froggy feast for the eyes. Fully hand-drawn using traditional frame-by-frame animation, Croak is a game that just radiates with the love and craft that was clearly poured into every second of its development. There's no release date yet, but it's coming soon to Steam with additional platforms planned for the future. I'll be jumping on it day one, trying my hardest not to lick the screen no matter how tasty it looks. Oh, maybe just a wee lick. Sorry, I failed.
Number 6, Denshattack. Now, if you were to cut open video game Denshattack, within its lurid and neon blood and organs, you'd find a case of Red Bull, a bag of questionable white powder, and all of the good Tony Hawk's games along with a copy of Jet Set Radio for good measure, because this is one hell of a ride. So much so that it's kind of tough to put what you're seeing into words, but Denshattack is basically like Ollie Ollie World mixed with Tony Hawk's, as you are a rail-grinding trick machine, but that machine also happens to be an actual train. As you hurtle across gorgeous-looking tracks to an absolute thumping soundtrack, you'll be tasked with hitting high scores and pulling insane-looking tricks, or interacting with the environment as you pass. However, because you're moving at speeds that would make even the bullet train sweat, you need to perform a balanced minigame to stay on the rails, or utilize a ground slam trick to avoid incoming obstacles. Honestly, it's a game that kind of verges on overstimulation from the off.
I'm having a panic attack!
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah!
Ooh! Especially when you're tasked with chaining all of these skills together very early on. But Denshattack is an unapologetic rush of colour, speed and attitude that cannot and will not be denied. Denshattack is set to drop in 2026 on PC, Xbox Series X and S and PS5. Number 5, The Eternal Life of Goldman. Now, to call The Eternal Life of Goldman pretty is an offence to the concept of beauty itself, as this game is stunning, and I mean that in a very literal sense, because upon opening this game for the first time, I felt like I was looking into a kaleidoscope of colour while also having just been brained in the head by a well-drawn mallet. I mean, just look at this game in motion. This is a ridiculous amount of effort across the board, no matter how you cut it. Thankfully, though, The Eternal Life of Goldman isn't just style over substance, because this is a grounded and tight platformer which carries the torch of DuckTales loud and proud thanks to its cane-bouncing shenanigans. It's a wonderful, charming, and thoroughly warm game to experience that feels almost too good to be real, but it also isn't afraid to demand a lot from its players by having you hot-swap cane handles and features on the fly to solve tricky and precise platforming. If the story can match the aesthetics and gameplay, we might be looking at a stealth Game of the Year contender right here. The Eternal Life of Goldman is set to release later this year for PC, PS5, Xbox consoles, and Switch.
Number 4. Lucid. Here's what I love about a game like Lucid. I started playing the demo and simply could not stop. It's fast, fluid, and my brain just instantly synced with the controls, like God crafted my little pudgy fingers specifically to play this one Steam demo. It's clear that Lucid draws heavy inspiration from Celeste, but that is completely intentional. We were lucky enough to have Eric Manahan in the chat, the solo developer behind Lucid, who describes it as being the world's first Celestvania, a combination of the lightning-fast platform of Celeste mixed with the exploration and ability progression of classic Metroid or Castlevania games. And it's a match made in heaven, with a stunning pixelated art style, tons of depth to keep you challenged, and just an overall vibe that we all fell in love with. Lucid is instantly a game you want to play more of. It's coming soon to Steam, so get it on your wish list to know exactly when that will be.
Number 3, Zero Parades for Dead Spies. Now, I won't mince words here. I love what Zero Parades for Dead Spies it's just all about. This is a verbose, grimly dark and deep experience that will have your head spinning as you try to decipher just one sentence in a game carrying a novel's worth of text. This isn't the type of game to just boot up and have fun with. This is an experience that demands all of your attention and does not apologise one iota for throwing out challenging socio-political themes alongside some pretty heady psychological concepts. It's also not afraid of pulling your pants down and pointing and laughing at your exposed arse, because it will routinely make use of a fail-forward mechanic as you bumble your way through a pretty complex spy narrative. In short, if you love Disco Elysium, you are going to love this. It's a Stockholm Syndrome simulator in which you will fail, you will get lost, and you will be ridiculed by the game, but it'll also end up being one of the richest and most satisfying titles you'll probably ever play. Plus, that voice acting, my god, it's good.
Let's touch Sam, see if he's
You
still...
get no response, no flinch, no twitch.
Okay.
Zero Parades for Dead Spies drops for PC and PlayStation 5 later this year. Number 2, Holstin. It's very rare for a jaded old survival horror soul like me to find genuine surprise in the medium, but my god did Holstin knock my socks off and then feed me a right hefty slice of humble pie right up my arse. And it all happened the moment that the action switched from an isometric top-down perspective to an over-the-shoulder action camera.
Oh, how cool is that?
It's so good.
How That's
cool
so
is
slick.
This one transition is so smooth and brings the horror into a close and personal perspective that it feels fresh, exciting, and dangerous. Yet Holstin is far more than just flashy motion and a wonderfully retro aesthetic. This is a horror title with teeth. From its bleak and weathered character designs and dialogue, to the unnerving spore-like enemies you come up against, to its demand that the player make good use of the camera to examine environments for puzzle solutions, this is a well thought out and immaculately presented title, and one that should win developer Sonka immense goodwill if they can stick the landing. Holstin is set to drop for PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox consoles and Switch sometime in the near future, hopefully 2026.
Number 1, Distant Shore Bretagne. This is exactly why I love Steam Next Fest. You boot up a demo like Distant Shore Bretagne, having absolutely no idea what to expect, and suddenly you're playing something that feels like Portal, but with the powers of Magneto. I had no idea I wanted that, but I do. I really do. Described by the developers as an atmospheric physics sandbox where Portal meets Mirror's Edge, you're armed with a pair of gauntlets that allow you to manipulate metal objects. So you'll be dragging platforms towards you, bending metal fences into makeshift bridges, pulling debris together to help you surf across water, or violently repelling crates apart to create glorious chaos. You're searching for your missing brother in the mysterious West Zone, following the intended parkour trail, or using magnetic forces to carve your own path. But why not combine the two so that you can reach impossible speeds and discover hidden routes? Everything about Distant Shore Bretagne just felt like playing something that you'd never played before and just wanted to play 1,000 hours of. Everyone on the team who played it fell in love with Distant Shores Bretagne. It's coming to Steam with no release date yet, but we're all metaphorically standing on the shore, waiting for it to come and dock itself in our sweaty palms.
And there we go, my friends. Those were the top 10 Steam Next Fest demos that we definitely recommend that you try out, or at the very least add to your wish lists, because they are gonna be great. Massive thank you to Nathan as well for helping me with this script, and big love to the FGS team for letting us play as many games as we did across that entire week. That was something truly special, even though it was absolutely knackering. 150 odd games we played. Let's aim for 2,000 next time, yeah? Oh god, it's coming up in October. Oh god. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on my social medias where I'm at RetroJ, but the O is a 0 on Instagram and Blue Sky. And you can follow my lovely editor Kayla over here on her social medias. And you can follow Nathan on his social medias over here as well. Big love to you all. Take care of yourself, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.